Hello again, and welcome to the Gospel according to Les Mis Part 2. Today it's the turn of Fantine. She may not have much screen or stage time, but this character's story is pivotal to the entire musical and the paths that everyone else finds themselves on. And just like Domino's, it's two for Tuesday, as we get to hear from the wonderful Ashleigh Nelson. When we did this with our YF a few years back, we had the joy of a live performance from Katie Heron and Chloe Davies. But for now, we'll have to settle for Anne Hathaway. So enjoy the clip.
There was a time when men were kind, when their voices were soft, and their words inviting. There was a time when love was blind, and the world was a song, and the song was exciting. There was a time then it all went wrong. I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. Then I was young and unafraid, and dreams were made, used, wasted. There was no ransom to be paid, no song unsung, no wine untasted. But the tigers come at night, with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart, as they turn your dream to shame. I slept a summer by my side. He filled my days with endless wonder. He took my childhood in his stride, but he was gone when autumn came. And still I dream he'll come to me, that we will live the years together. Dreams that cannot be, and there are storms we cannot weather. I had a dream my life would be so different from this hell I'm living, so different now from what it seems. Life has killed the dream. I dream.
This is Fantine's story. Les Miserables has a sad cast of characters. One of the most heart-wrenching is young Fantine. Fantine is a typical, working-class, low-income woman of her time. She left a home that was harsh and unloving, choosing instead to live on the streets of Paris. She's naive, and she often makes bad decisions. She was born into poverty during the French Revolution. Napoleon is on the march, and the economy of France is struggling. Like us all, Fantine is not able to choose her status when she was born, but the choices she makes as she grows up will shape much of her future life in Paris. Her first choice is to become friends with people who are not interested in who she is, but what they can get from her. One of these is a man who charms her. They end up living together, and she becomes pregnant. As soon as that happens, he leaves, and she finds herself alone again, but soon with an additional mouth to feed. She continues to make decisions that negatively impact her life. To allow her to work and earn a better life for her daughter Cosette, she leaves young Cosette in the care of the Thénardiers, unscrupulous innkeepers in the village of Montfermeil. She has to work hard to pay the Thénardiers to look after Cosette, and finds good, honest work at Monsieur Madeleine's factory, which is the alias of our hero, Jean Valjean. As she's never learnt to read or write, she asks others to write letters to the Thénardiers to check on her daughter. In doing so, a supervisor discovers that she is a single mum, which was a really big deal back then, and sacks her. Now, without a job, she has no way to pay the Thénardiers. Her next bad choice was to make the money by selling her hair, 2 front teeth, and eventually her body. This ultimately led to her arrest by Javert, the police inspector, for retaliating when a man insulted her. Meanwhile, Jean Valjean learns of her plight and the role her sacking from his factory have had in these recent events, and pledges to right the wrongs. When she was arrested, they discover Fantine is seriously sick with tuberculosis and send her to hospital. There, she continues to hope things will get better for her and Cosette. Once she realizes that she will not survive, she asks Valjean to take her daughter as his own, ultimately dying at peace, knowing that her final decision to ask him was a good one. So, what does this epic story mean for us today? We all make decisions that seem right at the time, yet later prove to be mistakes. It's a natural part of life that sometimes we make decisions that don't work out the way we intended. We also often make decisions we know are riskier than others, or ones where we decide the short-term gain is worth the possible long-term repercussions. I know I feel like that when I'm weighing up whether to eat another Easter egg or not, or maybe is it okay to break the speed limit a little bit because I'm running late? No one is going to get those decisions right every time. But how we make these decisions and handle their results is what defines us. As Christians, we are shown by God's example how to turn a wrong decision into something positive. The day each of us make the decision to accept Jesus into our lives is the day we make the all-time best decision. Even as Christians, we're not exempt from making bad choices, but we are given the Holy Spirit, who gives us prompts and nudges to help us consider our choices and make the best ones. Something may seem logically acceptable, but is it morally right? The other big message here is no matter what our previous choices have been, good or bad, God's love is bigger, and He's always desperate to step in and be part of our lives and our situations. Unlike Fantine, we don't need to wait to the very end to make that decision.